Hey everybody, welcome back to John Harris Part 2. This is Carolina Crawlers Adventure Park. This is me rolling in to the competition buggy hill climbs. And it's been raining and sleeting for 3 days. So as you'll see, there's just absolutely no traction anywhere. Um, I'm surprised I didn't have to winch out of any of this stuff. But you'll see here that I'm not in reverse yet. It took me a second. I just kind of slid. I mean, there's literally no traction. It was fun, but hit a 30-degree hill and then slide backwards for a good 20 feet, 30 feet. It gets sketchy. Just to kind of demonstrate what is happening with the traction, this is a great example. Okay, I simply just wanted to turn around and put my front tire over a little bump in the off to the side of the road, and the back tires just completely slid. So I started using it to my advantage. So I get into a lot of dicey positions here, or little tight spots. I think I tagged the bumper one time. You'll see it, and I use the the lack of traction to get me out of it, so it's okay. Once you get a feel for it, it's actually pretty fun to slide around in the mud. You just have to remember that this is a pretty steep angle, and you'll see on certain obstacles where I climb the hill and I go across the obstacle horizontally, and I'm sliding vertically as I'm driving horizontally. So you can see how steep the angle is and how slippery the terrain is. But overall, I'm just having fun, trying out, the rear end and just seeing what what the what the tires are capable of. And to be honest, I probably could have aired down a little bit more to get a little bit more traction. But I mean, I knew I wasn't gonna make it up anything after I hit the first thing twice. I knew I wasn't gonna make it past that point. So I figured I would just hit what I could see and you know bring y'all along for the ride. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll point out stuff as we come across it. I believe I'm about to pull up on a spot where I actually, yeah, so this is what I was talking about earlier. You'll see there's just no traction, and the mud on my tire is actually caked. So once I hit the rock, I'm just digging. I'm not getting any kind of grip. So I take a different route, and this is where I start sliding all over the place. You can see that the front tire tries to grab that rock, and it starts wobbling really, really bad. So once I get that wobble, I have to let off the throttle, otherwise I chance breaking something. So that doesn't usually happen until you bind your U joint, and I was at a decent angle, so I shouldn't have bound anything. But with that vibration, you never know what could happen, and I didn't want to crack or snap a U joint, so I just decided to back off of that and go a different direction. And here you'll see that again, no traction, but it was still fun. I made it to the top of the obstacle, or at least to the plateau, and just kind of sat there, and you'll see I slide towards the edge of those rocks as I go across. And then I was just kind of flooring it, and I didn't realize that I was sliding so bad. And then you know, I was creeping off the edge, and I realized how bad I was sliding, and I was like, okay, I have to go backwards because I'm gonna slide either into this tree or off one of these rocks. Yeah. I'm trying to back up straight, and the tires are sliding towards the edge. And then this is where it was pretty tight, and I did actually hit the bumper. So I see, yeah, I did actually hit the bumper, and that's where I was like, okay, I'll just, you know, put it in two-wheel drive and slide the back end over and use that to my advantage. All in all, the truck performed pretty well for, you know, the terrain, and I mean the trail. The truck was outclassed. Okay, it was outclassed by the obstacles. This is for buggies. Okay, this is for buggies, and you know, maybe on a dry day I'd make it to the top, but I don't know that I would make it over the top. So I'll wait for it to get drier, and we'll go out and we'll try it again. You'll see here that I actually pivot on this rock, and it puts me right on top of my slider. I literally had like an inch of clearance, and then just went right off the edge, and bent my slider up pretty good, lost all the paint. I talk about it a little bit in the video. But yeah, it was a fun obstacle, and I really didn't think I was going to make it out of there without hitting that tree. And I mean, technically I didn't make it out of there without hitting that tree, but I thought I was going to catch damage on the tree, and luckily I didn't. And I was worried that I was going to catch damage when I hit that rock right there. Yeah, but all in all, I was pretty satisfied with the way it came off the rock. Here you can kind of see how steep the angle is. And that was the lesser angle. The higher you went, the steeper the angle.
So when I was over here on this little rock pile, these two big rocks at the top, my tires slid off, and I only ended up on my rock slider. And then I bottomed out on the diff on the back. And as I was riding, it kept sliding driver, and the rock was pushing wider, and it locked the front and back tire to where I had about an inch of clearance on each side. So I had to rock it, and then I was about to fall off of the rock. I did fall off the rock. You'll hear it. It's a big loud yeah. And then I drug the rock underneath and missed the tree. When I say missed the tree, I mean I used the outside of my tire to deflect the front of the truck to make it around the tree. But the rock sliders were able to pivot around the rock on with them, so that was nice.
So what's the
I was
damage?
getting all kinds of different things, but with all the upgraded parts, I don't see any damage. My rock slider is bent out a little bit, and there's a lot of paint missing on the bottom side, but it is actually fairly good. And these rock sliders are not welded or mounted to the frame. They're just welded or just bolted on. And honestly, I think I'm going to either weld some tubing onto the frame through them, or I'm going to get rid of them and get some that go to the frame, because that rock slider should be what I ride along, and it should not hinder my ride. I should be able to slide off the rock, hit the tire, and climb. It shouldn't bow up and try to rip it off or any of that crazy stuff. So having it attached to the frame is a much better way to go. And now that I have actually, put this thing on top of a rock, on this little hill, which is not horrible, but I was at 27% earlier, and it got a little sketchy. 50% you're already over, so 25 is pretty steep, especially for rolling sideways. But this place has been awesome, and we've really enjoyed y'all hanging out with us today, going on this little adventure. As we come across new spots, we'll pull over, hit them, record them, and make sure y'all get to see them. Until then, hit us up. So what I'm doing now is we're back at the air up station that they provide. Not everywhere has that, and this gives me an opportunity to show you one of the features of the Jeep. So we have the ARB Twin Air Compressor under seat mount with the Kraken setup for all 4 tire fill at the same time. So I'm setting up and plugging up the tires to fill them up, and then we'll give you a quick show on how that works. And it's real simple because you plug it up, you can get all the air pressure equal throughout every tire all at once without any hassle. And you just sit in there inside the warm Jeep and hit a button and watch the dash. As the numbers climb, you get to where you want, you hit the button, you unhook. It's real simple. I like how they have these easy push connectors. Of course, as I say that, it doesn't want to be easy. There it is. Okay. It's got a little mud in there somehow, I don't know. The other way it sets up is there's a port underneath the passenger side with the controller, and then there's another port on the driver's side that you hook up the other double hose. Look at all this mud come from. All right, straps in hand. All right, so if we walk around here, everything's now hooked up. Come over to the passenger side, I'll give you a show. So I don't know if the video's already shown it, but the ARB system is set up with the extra air tank that came with it to set up lockers and whatever else. But it's the Kraken under seat mount. And then it's as simple as hitting a button. So now what we're doing is we're just going to go ahead and set this to air pressure and watch as the air pressure climbs. Takes a little bit longer to catch up with the actual pressure, so we just kind of have to wait for it to sit and change. That's why you're seeing it jump numbers. And all 4 tires again are hooked together, so the uneven air pressure is not a real thing. It just takes a second for the computer to register the new pressure. So about 6 to 8 minutes later, we're ready to unhook the tires. Remember to always unhook all the tires before you pull a hose, otherwise you will deflate whichever side is still hooked up. So now that all 4 tires have been inflated and this has been removed, we can purge the system by hitting the purge button. Releases the pressure in the tank so we can unhook the hose. Then it's just a matter of rolling it back up, sticking it back in its cool little travel bag, and stored back in its safe location. super simple for most people, but you know, it's me, so we're gonna take our sweet time with it. Right back into this nice Kraken carry bag. It's got extra air stuff in the front, nice little pocket for that. So I've got extra connectors and extra wiring for when I decide to put the big air tank in. Welcome to Brasstown Bald, Chattahoochee National Forest. Steep grades. Welcome to Brasstown Bald. We're about to hike up the mountain and go check out the tower, see the rest of the sights, hit the store, see if we can't find some food, because all this adventuring has made me hungry.
Frog, your drink. Say something?
Beef jerky was really good at Brasstown Bald. It's currently expensive, but really good.
But there's no restaurant just in case. I'm prepared.
Hello!
We have a wolf entering
A
the
little bit more
forest.
research. I don't know if they got a restaurant or not.
Okay. Look at all this.
I think that's the road we need to go on. Right there. Straight up the mountain.
Yeah. So where are we? You throw me some snow, ice.
Where are we?
Yeah.
I don't know. What state are we in? There's 3 states here. We're at Brasstown Bald observation deck. And it is gorgeous out. Today is clear enough to see 3 states. Don't ask me what they are because I didn't read that far. But I am observing and it's nice. I'm taking in the sights, not the information.
Oh, I forgot. You actually look like it.
Hey everybody, this concludes another Savage Life off-road adventure. It's been fun having you all along for the ride. I hope you like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next adventure.